Good morning, children. Welcome back to the online class of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. I hope all my dear children are very safe and happy at home. So let's move to our English lessons. We already studied the first poem, The Ant and the Cricket. So today we will discuss the second poem, Geography lesson, written by Zulfikar Ghosh. So the name of our poem is Geography lesson. So before moving to the poem, let me tell you some details about our poet Zulfikar Ghosh. Zulfikar Ghosh is an Pakistani American writer. He was born in Sialkot. It was actually in India. Only after partition it became a part of Pakistan. That's why he is called a Pakistani. Later he moved to America in Texas. And we could see the elements of magical realism in his works. What is this magical realism? It is the blend or mixture of elements of both fantasy and realistic moments. Both realism and fantasy. So he is not only a poet, he is also a novelist and also an essayist. Now we got little information about our poet. Let's move to our poem. Let me read the poem for you. Geography lesson. When the jet sprang into the sky, it was clear why the city had developed the way it had. Seeing it scaled 6 inches to the mile, there seemed an inevitability about what on ground had looked haphazard. Unplanned and without style, when the jet sprang into the sky. When the jet reached 10,000 feet, it was clear why the country had cities where the rivers ran and why the valleys were populated. The logic of geography, that land and water attracted man, was clearly delineated when the jet reached 10,000 feet. When the jet rose 6 miles high, it was clear the earth was round and that it had more sea than land. But it was difficult to understand that the men on the earth found causes to hate each other, to build walls across cities, and to kill. From that height, it was not clear why. Written by Zulfikar Ghosh. So, this poem, Geography lesson, in this poem, the poet tells us or gives a vivid description or a clear picture of a city when seen from a height. So this poem is one of his experiences narrated while traveling in a jet plane. So it is one of his experiences or his opinions about the view of a city or the view of an earth seen from different altitudes. Altitude means height. How an earth looks when seen from different altitudes, from different heights. So this poem, it is divided into 3 parts. In the first stanza, he gives a clear picture of a city when seen from a height. In the second stanza, he tells about the logic of geography, how both the man and land are connected. What is the relationship? And in the third stanza, he shows or he gives a picture why this earth has more of water than land. And he also expresses his sorrow or his worriness about the nature of mankind. Why these people are being so narrow-minded? Why these people hate each other? So that's how he ends the poem. So let's come back to our first stanza. In the first stanza he says, the poet says that when the jet took off, sprang means to rise high, to fly high. So when the jet went high, he could get a clear picture of the city. And he told that now he understood why the city had grown in such a manner or developed in such a manner. Now he got a clear view of the city. And he says that it feels like the city is just reduced to 6 inches. He has traveled to a mile, so from that distance or from that height, he feels that the city is only just 6 inches. And he says that on ground he used to feel that, on land he used to feel that why the city is in such a haphazard. Haphazard means disordered state. Why the city is in such a state, without any plan, without any order, without any style, without any fashion. Why is it so? He feels like that, and now he knows that it is out of inevitability. It is something inevitable, something which cannot avoid. He knows that that city had grown in such a manner without any order, because we cannot avoid it. The city had grown in or developed in such a manner without any order or shape or plan, because it had grown with the necessities of man. It has grown in such a manner because of the necessities of the man, of the human beings. You know, it is because of overpopulation. Even though the city had a plan or a design or a style, now it is fully out of order. And he understood why it is out of order. When seen from a height, he got a clear picture why it is out of order. It is only because of the overpopulation, only because of the urbanization. Means many people are flooded over there in the city. Flooded means many people are living there. It is thickly populated. Only because of that, it feels out of order. You know, when there is overpopulation, what are our basic necessities? We need food, shelter, clothing. All these are our basic necessities. Shelter is a must for us. So for shelter, we keep on building houses, flats, all types of buildings. So each day, these buildings are getting increased, and which destroys all the plan or the order. With the increase in population, the factories increase, many buildings comes, so everything increase, and the city is very much thickly populated. It's only because of that now the city has no shape. It is totally out of order, and that is something inevitable. We cannot avoid that. It will happen. So all these things are shown in the first stanza. All this, he expressed all this in the first stanza. So I hope you understood the first stanza. There are some difficult words in the first stanza. Sprang. Sprang means to fly high. And inevitability means something which cannot be avoided. And haphazard means out of order or without any plan or without any order, in a disordered manner. So I hope you understood the first stanza. We'll study the second and the third stanza in the next classes. So the text of this poem is attached. So read the text carefully, read the poem carefully. We'll continue in the next class. That's all for today. Let's wind up the session. See you in the next class.